Hello, we're here to learn how to do emotional freedom technique, otherwise known as EFT, and it's a great way to get off the hamster wheel and let some of the energy of that move through you so that other things can arise. I'm going to explain it to you and then I'm going to do a demo of it to you. And then, if that's not enough, there is a one-page handout on this same webpage that goes into greater detail and will also give you some ideas for how to freestyle it a little bit more. There's a lot of examples of this on the internet if this doesn't fulfill all your EFT needs. Okay, so this is how it works. I'm going to explain the points first. So this is called the setup. I start here. They call it the karate chop. And I can switch hands in the middle. It doesn't matter. You really cannot get this thing wrong, which is one of the things I love about it. Start on the hand with the setup. We're going to put words to this in a minute. And then I go to the top of my head. And it just flows like gravity. And there's a diagram of this on the worksheet. From the top of my head, I go to my center of my forehead. Good. And then that bone on the side of my eye. And that same bone is right underneath my eye. Yes. And then above my lip. The crease in my chin. And then right under the clavicle. They call it the sore spot. If you poke in there, it's always sore. And some people do it, doesn't matter. You can do it any way you want. Some people do it double. So I'm at the sore spot. And then I do under my arm. And then I'm a full circle-y person, so I like to finish at the top of my head, and then we take a breath. And the idea here is that we're going to say this setup, which looks like basically even though problem, affirmation, even though problem, affirmation, even though problem, affirmation. I'm going to do that 3 times. And then one of the mistakes people make is they stay right with the affirmation part. We're going to go back to the more troubling part as we go through these points. That lets that feeling actually have a moment of space so it can move through. The hamster wheel just makes it cling on. Okay, we'll do an example. I got fired from my job, and I still accept and forgive myself. I got fired from my job, and I still accept and forgive myself. I got fired from my job, and I still accept and forgive myself. And then whatever comes up, I just go with it. I feel so icky about it, though. I'm so hurt. I can't believe they did that to me. I work a lot harder than Jody. I'm actually really mad. I'm mad and hurt. I'm kind of scared too. It makes me feel like something's wrong with me. I don't like this. It does feel a little bit better right now, though. And then I take a big breath. And the reason I said it does feel a little bit better now is people usually do say that when we're done, but I'm not trying to change the feelings to a positive. I'm letting them do whatever they do. So if they change over to a positive by the end, I go with it. But if they don't, I don't. And I always take that big breath at the end. And oftentimes something will come up, like I got fired, I forgive myself, blah, blah. And then I go through the points and I'm thinking, it feels really unfair. And then a lot of times an epiphany or a duh-epiphany will just pop up like, this feels just like when my grandpa used to blame me for everything, even when I didn't do it. And then I keep going. When we go around and around and around on the hamster wheel, it just gives everything hooks and nothing can move anywhere. What I love about EFT is you can do it yourself. It's totally free. It takes a minute to do a round. I strongly recommend doing it out loud because inside can be a little more hamster wheely. It's got a lot more power to it when you do it out loud, and lets some of the stuff move through, and then you get oftentimes you feel some relief. And if it's a really activating thing, come back and do it again 10 minutes later or an hour later or later on that day. And again, if you need more elucidation on this, I think the one-page handout will be extremely more clear and explanation-y. And it'll give you some ways to kind of freestyle it and give you some other opportunities on how to do it. Thank you.